Hey guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm super excited to be doing a review of the Z Tarot. So actually, this is a gift that I got from James, so let me tell you the little story. So the creator of this deck is from Sedona, Arizona. And we recently went on a trip for the holidays out to Sedona and then, kind of made our way through Camp Verde and Young and so on and so forth. So it was just after we had spent a day in Sedona that I ended up getting this gift. And so it was my first time to Sedona. And then I see that the creator, as you can see on the back here, Zoe L. Vidjoff, is from Sedona. And I was like, what? The synchronicity was amazing. And then it was like I got a better perspective of the colors that are in the deck because I was in Sedona. So I think I understand it a little bit more, and it's just freaking awesome, which is why I want to share it with you guys. Okay, so on the back of the guidebook here, which I think is cool, if you don't remember your Roman numerals, there's a little quick guide back here. But there is a conversion for the court cards. So your queen is Z, so this is kind of like the Queen Tarot. Your king is Zur, your page is Zin, and your knights are Zun. So Z, Zur, Zin, Zun. And here it says that it's made in Sedona, Arizona. All right, so there are some other things that I received, so obviously got the deck and its nifty little tuck box here, and also there's a little cheat sheet on the back in case you need it. You can check out the creator's website at savagebliss.org in case you are interested in it, but I'll also put a link down below. Okay, so first of all, we have this lovely guidebook, but also there was a couple of prints that came with it, and actually I can feel the raised part where it was actually stamped. And I don't know if you remember back in high school in like art class, we had gotten like a piece of rubber and a little chisel, and you got to like design something and put like the roller paint on top and make your own ginormous stamps. So this took me back to high school, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking cool. So you have the Five of Cups here. You have what would be the title card, the Z Tarot, and then on the back, Justice. So super coolio. Was also, it came in this neat little pouch for the moon. I think I'm just going to keep it in the box here, but maybe, I'll keep them together. But also this would be nice for, putting another deck in here as well. Just, more funsies with everything. Okay, so let's take a look at this guidebook. Let's put this down here. As you can see, lots of color. I welcome you to use this deck to unleash your highest excitement and live your best life. It exists as a tool to help you make your dreams a reality. Begin with an open mind, and an open heart. Love, Zoe. Okay, so the guide was written by Michelle Nywig. All right, so lots of awesome color, which now that I've been to Sedona, I can see why. Like the hills, the mountains have this kind of like staggered, just painted effect. It's wonderful. So you do obviously have a full color guidebook here. When you look at each individual ditty about each card, you have the keywords here. Plus this part, obviously written by, was it Michelle? Yeah, Michelle Nywig. And also giving a little bit of introspection about what the card could be about. Remember, this is from, what I like is reading the points of view of the different people that write the guidebooks or the deck creators, with the artwork, so that I can create a broader vocabulary for my tarot reading. I love looking at unique perspectives and what others have to say. So I always encourage people to read through the guidebooks, even if you're not somebody who uses the guidebook to read. At least take a gander at what their point of view was, and maybe you can incorporate it into your readings. So there we go. Lots of color. Oh my gosh. Okay, So put these in here and dish here. And let's take a look at this. So here we have the tuck box, the Z Tarot. And like I said, you got your little cheat sheet on the back. All right, and we give Ed opener up. And awesome cards. Look at, oh, I love it when it's fanned out. Oh my gosh, the color, you guys know that I have a rainbow heart. I love me some rainbows. Okay, so let's take a close look at the backing so you guys can see all the different colors used. So I guess if you are somebody who reads reversals, I guess it wouldn't be too bad, you know, but I don't really read the cards physically in reverse, but I do read the inverse of the cards just based on my intuition. So for me, it's okay. For others, I think it should be fine. I mean, it doesn't look too different. The cards do have quite a glossy finish, but I don't feel that that affects my shuffling. I'm a side shuffler, but I feel that they do have enough bend in them for those of you that like to do riffle shuffling. As far as cardstock is concerned, I'd say this was maybe 300 or just under 300. Yeah, maybe right at 300 GSM. And this is your standard tarot size. I don't have another tarot deck here to compare it with, but if anything, it might be just a smidge wider, just a smidge, like barely like this much, than a standard tarot size. But otherwise, I think it's right on. Okay, let's take a look at these gorgeous cards. Okay, so there is quite a colorful border that surrounds each card. Here you have your magician here, the mage. Normally I'm not a huge fan of borders, but in this case, since it's all rainbow, and I think it just kind of highlights what's going on, the energy of each of these cards, I'm totally digging it. It's almost like the light, just rainbow light radiating off of these things. I do love the artwork. Like, oh my gosh, it is so like funky cool, man. Just, yeah, the colors, the lines, the expressions of not just like the court cards or the people that are in the major arcana, but also just the expression of art. It's fantastic. And for me, by the way, that's awesome. I can totally feel the Sedona vibes in here with the colors, the high vibe, light. Okay, so I have been able to do a few readings with this thus far, because I always want to make sure that I read with it first before I give anybody a review. And I feel that it has really unique messages. For instance, let's say I was asking like, what should I focus on for my day today? Instead of like, oh, you should focus on this, it's like, why don't you focus on this, not only to keep your vibration high, but also don't forget to ground this way, but also, you know, make sure that your shields are up in this way, and also maybe you can work on your spirituality in this way. It's like so many multiple answers, even if you just pull one card. It's like they're talking like so much. And it's just so cool. I would even say it has a little bit of a galactic feel in it. But yeah, totally unique perspective, totally cool. And what I like about them being glossy, which usually I'm not a huge fan of super glossy decks, the upside of a glossy deck is that if water accidentally gets splashed onto it, your deck is not going to be ruined. So like, let's say I'm doing readings by the pool or at the beach, or, you know, near where somebody's washing dishes, which I don't know why I'd be doing that, but just let's say that happens, your deck would be fine. So yay, upsides. Also, if you would like to pause on any one card, feel free to press pause so that you can kind of soak in the imagery. My purpose for doing these reviews is, number one, to fill the internet with gorgeous artwork and the expressions of artists and writers, you know, just kind of filling the internet with some love. But also, if people were actually interested in a particular deck, then hopefully they can follow the link and find it there. Or maybe even put work out there that nobody's ever heard of. Like some people maybe have never heard of the Z Tarot, and then they're like, oh my gosh, there's some more gorgeous art out there. And speaking of art, how awesome is it that when you get a deck of cards, it's 78 pieces of art if you're reading with tarot. Some decks come with more cards, just like little extras here and there, but dude, 78 pieces of art is amazing. At the end of this review, I will do a reading so that you can see how I read with it, and also maybe get a little message for yourself. So do stick around for that. I love the Roman numerals, by the way. I love how like all the space is used up. Like there's so much action and movement going on. Yes, I do like my decks that have, a main focal point and there's a lot of white space, but I like to have a balance. So I like the decks that have a lot of movement and some decks that are just a single focus. So this was a great gift. Thank you, James. I love it so much. Ooh, maybe I'll use this deck for the card of the day today on Instagrams. Yes, I do think that that is in order. So remember, Z is Queen of Pentacles. Even the Tower just looks awesome. And remember, if you forget who the Z, Zin, Zuns, Zers are, you can always look at the back of the tuck box or the back of the guidebook for quick reference. All right, you guys, so this is where I will do a little maybe 3-card reading. Hopefully this connects with you. If you get something more out of this, of course, put that in the comment section down below. But yeah, I just like to do little readings using the cards that I review. Okay, so let's do card 1. Just a general message, something that you guys need to know right now. So hopefully this hits as many people as possible. Isn't that so cool? Like all the colors laid out, it's just awesome. Okay, so we have Judgment. We have the 3 of Swords. And we have the 2 of Wands. Okay, so let me bring these up nice and tight for you so you can see the detail in there. So we have Judgment, 3 of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. Okay. Okay, let's put this together for you guys. Okay, so right off the bat, dude, this deck reads so easily for me. I just love it. It is Rider-Waite-Smith, but I will say it's kind of got its own little thing going on too. So this is perfect for those of you that are intuitive readers, like really go into the card and see what your eye catches, and you get some great readings. But I feel like there is another chance for us to level up individually, but also as a collective. And the way for that to happen is to understand when the ego is speaking for the heart. Oftentimes we think that, I'm doing things from my heart, but if there's any sort of fear in there, or talking down about something, or anything being made out of what is essentially an ego-based decision, then it's not the heart speaking. And when we are being led by our ego, which by the way, the ego isn't a bad thing, It's just there to remind us where we might need some healing, and it's trying its best to protect us. But sometimes, like a helicopter parent, it'll make things worse than actually protect us in the long run. The heart, love, is the highest vibration. It is the way. So when we're being led by the ego, it's very hard for us to hear our intuition and for us to awaken to that next level. The only way to get to that next level spiritually and be able to see things from a different perspective is to be led by the heart. Now, in order to make sure that you've dropped into your heart space, over here we have the wands. Make sure that you're acting from your passions, out of love, out of things that really make you feel alive and creative. And go towards those things. So just a quick little message, again, go towards the things that light you up, drop into that heart space, and you're going to see some big leveling up pretty soon, especially as we head into this new year. So anyway, I hope you guys dug this. Let me know if you even knew about the Z Tarot. Maybe you have this deck. How do you use it? I can use it for full spreads. I can use it with oracle cards. I can use it as a single card, multiple cards. I'm digging it. So anyway, I hope you guys do too. If you dug this video though, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. I have a lot of different types of readings. I also have consciomancy, bone reading, scrying, lots of stuff. So definitely check it out. But I also have things that I make as well. So I have my altar pendants, my room of body sprays, my salves, my Wally's World Oracle. But if you're looking for more witchy items, check out Desert Cauldron. It's all one word over on Etsy, or you can check us out on the Instagrams at desert.cauldron. We have a lot of unique, one-of-a-kind items for your unique one-of-a-kind practice. We have included a lot of new things into the shop that were created by James and myself. James is from Light of Riga, and he's everything crystals, which, speaking of crystals, we still have a few of these wonderful purple fluorites in our shop. And again, this is really good for the intellect. It's really good for memory. It's really good for those who are learning and pulling in information through that crown chakra, both spiritually and through book learning as well. So really good for students. We still have a sale going on, our 12 days of Yule, as we are still in Yule. So take advantage of that so you can get a percentage off of these wonderful, awesome goodies. And by the way, I hope you guys notice this really awesome candle over here. I got this when I was in Sedona, so I thought it just kind of went well with everything. I am loving this. Actually, this outer portion, you get to keep it, and when the candle inside burns down, even though this is also made of wax, you can still put another candle in it. Like, how freaking cool is that? I was watching the ladies that were making that. It was freaking awesome. But anyway, come dance in the desert with us over at Desert Cauldron. If you want me to use this deck in my readings over at kittensweightsandtarot.com, just let me know. All my other information is down below for the newsletter, which came out on the 1st. And I only put them out on the 1st of every month. I don't play the spam game, so I don't send you any other emails except for the newsletter, full of witchy goodness, DIYs, things that I'm reading, decks that I'm using, crystals that I'm using, herbs that I'm using, etc., etc. If that interests you, please do sign up and check out my Patreon and see what I have to offer over there, and also the Leon Mystery School if you are interested in learning about crystals or Mayan astrology or past lives or love spell work, etc., etc. So definitely check it out. I'll catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.